the Bethany Board of Finance being held on November 12th, 2025 in the Selectmen's Conference Room. And would everyone please rise for the pledge? It's not on the agenda for some reason. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, so for the record, present are our new member, Janet Brunwyn, who has been, she's seated for the first time, member Lars Demander, Vice Chair Katie Erickson, Sharon Huxley, Chair, our Finance Director, Leslie Bacigalupi. Okay, that's all for the record. Online, we have our town attorney, Vin Marino. He is there just to catch us up on an item we're going to have to deal with at some point during the meeting. The first thing on our agenda is, I had promised Attorney Marino that we would deal with him first. So, Leslie, can you inform, this is about the Pullman and Conley billing issue that's been ongoing, and the Board of Selectmen passed a resolution on Monday night. Can you read that?
At the Board of Selectmen meeting on November 5th, the Board of Selectmen, in pursuant to our authority under Connecticut General Statute Section 7-12, Selectman Britton moved to pay Pullman and Comley a final payment of $75,000 in settlement of invoices for an investigation and report. This $75,000 is in addition to the amount previously paid. Voting for Amadeo, Britton, Texera, it was a unanimous approval. So, Vin, I guess we need to turn it over to you to explain our next steps, the process, because $75,000 is not anywhere in the budget for 2025, 2026. And the town meeting only approved a total of $75,000 for it.
I think we should modify the agenda to move this discussion first, if that would be okay.
Sure. Could I have a motion to move this item to the beginning of the agenda? Thank you, Janet. Second, Katie. Lars? Yes? Good one? Okay. Then it's officially on the agenda then. All right. First of all, although that's been passed, then we'll turn it over to you to explain why tonight we can't really do anything with it. Can you
unmute him?
unmute him?
Yeah, he should be able to.
Yes, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so I was not present at the selectmen's meeting last week. I was away at Parents' Weekend visiting my son at his college in California. So I'm not going to speak to what the selectmen actually thought or did because I wasn't present with them to have any sort of exchange. But they, as the legislative authority, have the authority to settle claims, right? And judgments and things of that nature. This is not a judgment. This is a disputed invoice. But I'm in the process of preparing a general release, which I will then send to Pullman Comley for their review, comment, and acceptance. The general release is basically a standard form document that I'm using that basically, in consideration of this payment, Pullman Comley is going to release any and all claims that it may have had from the beginning of time to the date of the release related to this investigation and any invoices associated thereto. So this way we will know that this is a final action. And there will be nothing further that will arise from it. So for purposes of this meeting, I would ask that you table the matter one more time. I've just completed the release. I'm emailing it to Pullman's lawyers now, And I hope that I'll have a response from them tomorrow, uh, and possibly even a signed release. So I think there is a process that we're going to have to follow. And I think that many of you on this board will probably agree with the process that I think we have to employ. The selectmen apparently have a different mindset. And again, I haven't discussed their thoughts or reviewed that statute with them. So rather than get into a dialogue, uh, between boards and parties, I think it's best if we just table this for the moment.
Okay, thank you. Could I have a motion to do that? We're unable to act on it, so would someone like to make the motion?
I just
Chair?
want to understand why we can't act on it. Like,
Oh, because they don't have a final, they
Agreement.
haven't, it's not a final agreement. It's,
So the selectmen authorized the settlement, but now I have to prepare this document, and Pullman has to accept the document. So until there's that complete acceptance, I'd rather not have this body take any action, just in case there's a snag. I'm not anticipating one, but I just want to keep you in lockstep with the process and not get ahead of Pullman's full acceptance of the agreement. I have every expectation that it'll be accepted, but until the I's are dotted and T's are crossed, I just don't want to go out of order.
okay, thank you.
Does it make sense, aside from the final approval of it, does it make sense to discuss how we would proceed, assuming it does?
Yeah,
Just
how
to
we-
I
give us a
think we
general
would like
idea?
that discussion right now, then,
yeah.
the process.
On our,
Right.
when it comes back.
Yes, so I have always been of the mindset that the Board of Selectmen would make the decision to settle the claim and then make a request to the Board of Finance that it make a recommendation to the town meeting that any transfers that are necessary be made. That recommendation would then go back to the Board of Selectmen for referral to the town meeting. So it sounds like it's a back and forth ping pong, but I think that's the process. They authorize the settlement. You make a recommendation to the town meeting. They schedule the town meeting, and then the town meeting takes action. That's the way I believe the process we've always followed. I've heard anecdotally that the selectmen believe they have the authority, full authority, to settle the claim and direct the finance director to make the payment. I pause without having any further conversation because I don't know where the money would be other than, right. I don't know where the finance director would get the money. It would be it's unlike if they settle the judgment, I think. Then they could probably direct the finance director just to pay the judgment because you have no choice but to pay the judgment, and you would just take it out of the general fund. This is not a judgment. This is a disputed invoice. So I think while I appreciate the selectmen's position, I disagree with it from a process standpoint. So,
Okay,
okay, I think we have to employ this process. I think it's the only way to access the money
okay, all right.
in accordance with statute. But, okay, are there any questions that I might try to answer for you? Any comments or concerns?
I don't think so. I think what we really needed tonight was just to know that we can't do anything because there isn't that final sign off by Pullman and
Yes.
Co. All right. Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
And I think that I promised you that would be all we would need you for this meeting. So,
Yes, you did. So thank you, Madam Chair.
All right,
And
good night.
happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
To you also. All right, so that motion, the motion to table.
I'll second, yeah. I still,
Martha Azrisi has read. Welcome. Okay, so,
I do think we should still have a discussion about how we're gonna fund, or where the money will come from.
I will not be here when you deal with it. I could find nothing in the statutes that lets us make any transfers other than a single 20,000, the maximum, a single $20,000 transfer into any line item, which would not be enough for this. And the statute says without going back to the legislative authority, which is the town meeting. It's hot in here. But you can, obviously, you can decide what you want to do or how you want to do it next month. All right, did we vote on that? Yes, we voted on it. Didn't we?
To table?
Yes, we voted to table it.
I think.
Oh, we got motions, I don't know if we
Yeah,
voted.
I didn't hear that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, to go back to the initial,
There's no vote on that motion yet.
we just did,
Okay. you
didn't
did?
we? Didn't we just vote? I thought we did.
Okay.
Okay, public comment. Public comment limited to 3 minutes. Identify yourself by name and address, and who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Andy?
Andy Levitton, 66 Carrington Road. I'm the Bethany Course Commissioner. We've been talking for years about repairing the rings. The footing in the north ring in particular has been too deep. We had some complaints from some of the groups that use it, particularly this summer. And we've gotten selectmen to agree to allow it to happen. We're going to, the plan is to take the sand out of the arena, screen it, take any debris, like stones and that sort of thing out, and put back about half the sand. We had an expert come in who said the footing that is in there is suitable, it's just too deep. Then he would come in, level the base, because part of the problem is when the rings were done 20, 25 years ago, the base to the sand sits on is not level, so the water, everything kind of moves in one direction. So it's 7 inches deep in one end and 2 inches deep in the other. So they're going to come in, assuming you approve it, level it, with a laser, compact it, and put roughly half the sand back in, or to whatever works. Then we'll stockpile the leftover sand at the old recycling area. Some of the work would be done by the town crew, some of those would be by the professional that has the equipment and the knowledge to do this. The other part of the request is, which I believe you've already approved, but money may have been moved, was to repaint all the posts and the rails because they were all looking kind of sad. We'd really like to have this happen, particularly the footing, the work on the footing now, because the town crew has time, and if we get everything done before the winter sets in, we'll have winter basically for the footing and the sand and everything else just to kind of sit and compact naturally. Ongoing, we'd like to also set up a system of proper maintenance for the rings, which we'll talk with Public Works about. Thank you.
Anyone else? Peter?
I think Andy summed it up. I don't think I need to add anything.
Okay. All right, we have a few other things to do before we act on that, so you have choice, you can wait, and you can be heard at that time if you want to as well. It's your choice, whatever, or you can go home. I was freezing when I came in, and all of a sudden it's really warm in here. Yeah. Okay.
We can adjust the thermostat.
It what?
We can adjust the thermostat.
Turn it down, or am I the only one who's really warm? No,
I'm not.
you're not?
Well, it is warmer in here this month than it
You know.
has been in other months.
Oh, okay, all right, anyway.
Okay,
Right.
but I can put on my coat if I need to.
Okay, we have the minutes of the October 14th regular meeting, and I believe that we were all there. That meeting, however, was chaired by Vice Chair Erickson, and I participated from sitting on a bed in a B&B in Vermont via Zoom. Zoom is a wonderful thing. Would anyone like to make a motion concerning the minutes so that we can discuss them?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Second, Martha. Okay, so Lars and Martha. All right, comments? Anyone? I didn't see anything substantive that,
I don't have anything.
you have nothing? Okay. Okay. There were some things, Veronica, and it doesn't really matter that much to me, but I'm pointing out that I was present on Zoom and did vote, but it only records the votes of people who are physically in the room. Okay, but then it says unanimous approval. But it's okay. All right, does anyone else have anything they want to change? Oh, you're right.
No, it's a good question.
Okay, then, hearing none, those in favor?
I,
Abstaining. Okay. Let's see, all right, the next item, the bus cameras funding review, that was sent to us last month from the Board of Selectmen, but there was no one here to talk about it.
And our Human Services Director is not here again this evening.
Okay.
So the Board of Selectmen did approve the purchase of security cameras for the town bus, for the town senior bus that is used for the seniors. And it is up to the approval from the Board of Selectmen was pending Board of Finance approval for funding. So the recommendation is to go with Provision, but I felt it was only fair that you receive the data from Safe Fleet as well as
There were three of them.
Angel Tracks, just so that, I mean, there were 3 different companies that were looked at. They were vetted. 2 of them are used by other agencies that have busing services. And the Provision is what is used by B&B.
so this bus is owned by us, right?
Correct.
Okay, so what's the relevance of the B&B thing, just that
Well, just that we
they're creditable and we appreciate their.
And they're local, and actually, I'm trying to think, were they at our meeting or were they at the Board of Selectmen meeting? Last month. Not this month.
last month when it was presented, Donna Shea had been at the Board of Selectmen meeting.
Okay.
And, I mean, it's one of those things where when you try to look at, when you're venturing into something new that you have not done, you go to who is using it, how is it being used, and what is their impression of it, and is it working for their needs? And the answer there is, it checked all the boxes with B&B. I believe New Haven Transit uses Safe Fleet. But it's 2 months ago and I can't necessarily remember everything specifically. But we were not impressed with the data from the Angel Tracks. Which is why we're recommending going with the Provision. The cost on it would be, the total cost for 5 years is $8,500. But of that $8,500, $2,100 of it is the 5-year Cloud Connect contract. I would not recommend paying all 5 years up front. I would recommend doing it on an annual basis. But you have to purchase the cameras and the install. I mean, that price would have to be done immediately if we are going to do it.
All right, and this would have to be funded from contingency?
That is my recommendation, yes, to fund it from contingency.
Right, so they don't have a maintenance?
Well, they do have a maintenance line, but this number will exceed the budget line on that. We go to,
So can we use the not yet expended part of their
we can,
maintenance and then supplement from contingency?
that is, it can be done that way, yes. Vehicle maintenance, the line item is $5,000 with $4,000 available. But I do not know how much other money would be needed in that line for this year. But yes, it can be a partial fund from contingency.
So this isn't considered to be capital?
No.
It could be.
It could be, but it doesn't exceed the threshold.
Which is,
Well, no, the threshold for capital assets at the current moment is $5,000. However, our auditors are suggesting that I raise that.
What it is now is what it has been in the finance manual for years. So it hasn't been reviewed or changed, and so it should probably be reviewed.
How many days is the senior bus in operation, just out of curiosity?
It is used 2 or 3 days a week. At the moment, I do not believe it is being used at all, and if it is only being used 1 day a week.
I think they've been putting on the town website Fridays, that they were only doing
That is
Fridays.
probably the only day that is
And then
running at the
before
moment.
that, it was in for some kind of.
There was
a recall?
There was a safety recall on it,
And before
yes.
that, there was a maintenance thing. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's why there's so much.
That's why there is limited use of the bus at the moment, yes.
Okay.
So when I was looking through this, I had trouble, I didn't know it was approved at the Board of Selectmen, so I understand now. I cannot compare price, are they asking for us to approve a more expensive option, or?
They are asked, what the Board of Selectmen approved was the 4-camera option,
Okay.
which is
With this vendor.
which is the $8,500 page.
Okay, so then we could give them the 4,000 from the maintenance line and 4,000 from contingency. Is that what you're saying?
Well, the transfer request I put through was for the full dollar amount for it, but that can be modified.
Well, maybe we shouldn't use up the whole
There's probably
maintenance
gonna be
line.
some maintenance, you would think.
Yes,
Whether
yes.
it's just oil
So
changes.
what proportion of the year would be left? I mean, like maybe we could take half of it?
Yeah. Yeah.
How does it compare price-wise to the other options? I just wanna, you know.
It is comparable. Wait, Safe Fleet,
I mean, we have a purchasing policy, right? So. like,
correct, we have the three, yes.
As long as they're all qualified.
Yeah. All right, I gotta find, oh, no, actually, Safe Fleet, won at $13,000.
Does that include 5 years?
No, I'm confused.
Well, it depends on which, I mean, if you include the preventative maintenance and the travel time for Safe Fleet, the total on that quote came out to $24,000.
I did see that, yeah. I did see that, but it wasn't comparing apples to apples.
No, it does not.
I didn't feel it was,
No, I think that's why the recommendation was for the provision.
Yeah, and, the Angel Tracks, I believe, when they sent in the revised quote, that also got, more expensive as well.
This is a tremendous amount of paper for a single
I know.
I think
agenda.
a bid summary would be really helpful. And, you know, updated includes live stream. There's just a lot of options, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's why there's the cover letter on it from Robin. Where she just compared the provision versus the Safe Fleet.
Yes, so that comparison was excluded financials, so. Just functionality. But, and so I understood that, so I tried to look at like comparing prices to prices, but it was a little overwhelming for me.
Well, I think from what I took out of it was that the provision was especially without paying for the whole 5 years of the cloud server contract, that in addition to being the one that we got a recommendation from a local firm, not that they were gonna, as users of it, but that this was also the less expensive one.
Yeah, it's,
Somebody,
So if you're looking at the quote for 8,500 for provision, you're suggesting not to cover someone was, I don't want to.
the 2,100, I'm proposing taking that down to $420.
Would they honor a yearly maintenance quote as opposed to paying up?
I believe they would, because I think their original quote, it was just for 1 year.
Okay. And I'm sure the Board of Selectmen, asked like for justification of why this is necessary.
There have been some issues, and this is to protect the town from a liability standpoint. That's one of the reasons. That's the main driving factor behind it. And maybe it should have been considered as part of the purchase of the bus initially. As a needed add-on when we purchased it
When was the bus purchased?
1 year ago.
So it was in last year's budget or the year budget before?
I think it was actually in the budget the year before, because it took it a year
For it to come.
for it to come. Janet, do you remember what year that was? Because Robert Creed had made a significant donation towards it. But it took a while for it to come in. But spring of last year, does that sound right?
I'm actually pulling up the town website right now. for town meetings, because I think it was,
And so they're just aware of like the liability issue, like there seems to
It's-
be.
There's definitely.
it was approved,
Mid-year.
it was approved May 20 of 2024, so it was part of the 24-25 budget year. I thought it was last fiscal year. Well, I'm still closing out 25, so that one's still present in my mind, because it hasn't been audited yet.
Just wondering if this is a liability issue, they're asserting I can't wait till next budget season when they can put it in the budget, that's all. Or, you know, I don't know. It's a small amount, so I'm not gonna, well, we have the contingency, is that what you're proposing? Is that what?
Yes.
I think that's why we have that contingency budget, so that when something unexpected comes up, that it can be funded without unnecessarily funding individual lines. And I think that this and actually what they're asking for the rings at the airport are the same kind of thing, something you weren't expecting to have. But they've discovered that they had an issue with a malfunction with the wheelchair.
Yes.
And then there were a couple of small incidents that had not been reported and needed to be, that,
It created some exposure for us.
Yes.
Hadn't planned. I understand that.
Maybe they'll use it more if there's the security in it.
Is this security for the residents, or is this security for the town?
it's probably both, because there's one forward-facing, one on the wheelchair and two outside. Is that right? One rear-facing and one on the side? The outside? I've forgotten, because we did have the whole thing.
So exterior and interior?
Yes,
Interior,
No, that's
yes.
exterior.
The one facing forward is from the back, so that we get everything on the bus, plus the driver's actions and what was through the windshield.
Okay.
It's essentially the same thing that they do with the school buses. So, and I would rather see this done than not done, because I'd rather see knowing that there had been an issue with the wheelchair, and knowing there had been a couple of other.
Yeah, if there's a
It's
fall
not a lot of
or an
money too, you
accident.
know, like for peace of mind, it seems.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, could we have a motion to then, to approve the provision provider using 2,000 from the existing bus maintenance line and funding the other, how much would it be, Leslie?
Well, my original, my transfer request that I developed was for $7,000 to cover this. But, as I said, if you want to reduce that, to use some of the money that is currently in the vehicle maintenance line, we can do that. There's still $4,000 in that line.
Okay, and if we split that and took two and left two, on the assumption
Correct,
that
then we would
reduced
need-
use because it hasn't been
Yep.
used much while it was being fixed, that would be 2,000 from the maintenance line and a transfer of, what, 5? Okay. 5 from contingency.
Oh, and that because we're not assuming it, we're gonna approve
Correct,
3,500.
because
Because it's going to be less.
20% of the 2,100.
Licensing seems like something that should be part of the yearly budget.
I agree.
That department should.
Yes, that would
Right.
be in operating. But I think this is a safety issue, like the next one, when we get to. Could I have a motion to that effect?
So I'll move that to transfer 2,000 from the vehicle maintenance line and 5,000 from contingency for the purchase of cameras for the senior bus.
Okay, and do you want to add to that, and 1 year of the cloud
Oh,
Service
1 year of cloud service,
limited.
yeah, I'll second it.
Martha second. Are um, we ready to vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so that would be unanimous, everyone who's here. Thank you. The next one is a similar kind and type of thing. Andy Levitton has already spoken on this. The proposal is, okay, so you have to go through at least 1/4 of an inch of paper before you find it. And they have all the quotes related to the work. This is a safety issue. This is a genuine safety issue. And I believe the selectmen have closed this ring for safety reasons, for liability reasons and safety reasons until this is fixed. The total, I have the total here. Among other things, the screening of the materials, that's one of the quotes, is being donated by Bill Grieger.
I saw that. Quote is zero.
Yep,
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
That's a great one.
It's a good price.
which is very helpful. And the Lions have donated $1,000 towards that project also.
For the
Didn't you tell me?
painting? That's painting, not
Oh,
the ring.
is it, you're talking about painting of the secretary's stand?
No, of the,
Oh, but that's included in this.
okay.
The
The
painting
overall
is included,
project, okay.
right? Yes?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
painting is part of it. It's power washing and painting.
Yes, and
Both, are we going for both rings? $8,000 painting.
it was supposed to be like, yeah, I think it is, yeah. And the, where was I going? Oh, it would have been, could have been a capital project for next year. But being, again, just like the cameras, being a safety issue, we can do a transfer from contingency to maintenance and then pay for it from the maintenance line, which is what is, I believe, what you gave us as a proposed transfer?
Correct.
What's the total cost? I'm seeing a couple quotes here.
My math came out to $18,000. The Board of Selectmen approval was for not to exceed 18,500.
So that's the 8,000. Line item B from Bethany Painting plus 8,500 plus another 2,000.
That's 16,500, yeah.
Yes, there's somehow $2,000 missing from the quotes.
No, Don just buffered it. You said that it was recommended.
Oh, in case they find.
Oh, just to make sure? Got it,
Yeah, no, better to get a
All
little
right.
extra, yeah.
all right. All
I
right,
just
so,
think we should have a greater discussion about, I mean, I know this is a horse town and this doesn't need to go to the town meeting because it's
no,
under thresholds. Okay.
this would be in the operating budget because we're putting it into a maintenance line because it's a safety issue, which would be being approved as a, okay. You can disagree or not,
Yeah, I
but
mean, it's unsafe if you were to use them, right? So
Yes.
like, you know, yeah, I mean, the town didn't want to fund a dog park, right? So, but we're willing to fund horses. It's just like, I don't know how the town would feel about that, you know, like I just want to have a conversation about that and wow,
Okay.
you know.
To me, there's economic benefit to having the horse rings in operation, because it brings in spectators, brings in people who are gonna use the restaurants, do some shopping, et cetera, and it gives visibility to the town. So I think it's important to make sure that the rings are usable.
I think too, if, something that is actually important is that if it sits over the winter, then it's going to be in usable condition in the spring. If you decide that you prefer to do it as a capital project and wait until the town meeting in May. It's not going to get done till the end of next summer, and then that's going to be an entire season that it can't be used. And I think that means that the organizations that have been currently using it will go elsewhere. And then we will have fixed something that nobody may want to use.
Oh, sure.
You know, I think it's important to keep it viable, and letting it go dormant while things settle over the winter, I think is a good idea.
Is there any greater strategy for this area as opposed to just, let's redo the rings? Do we want, you know what I mean? Like, is there anything that the Economic Development Committee is proposing? I mean, like, if this is a revenue generator for the town, is there any strategy around that?
They have discussed it many times about trying to make this once again one of the focal points at the center of town. The problem has been knowing that with the footing, nobody will come. Because what has happened is that bad news travels fast, and over the years, more and more organizations
And
have.
so I understand, do we want to square out the corners to make it more for dressage as well? Do we want to, you know, I mean, like, do we want to, like,
Are we allowed
One
to say
second.
anything back here?
Well, let her finish her thought, and then,
so I don't want you to think don't want to have horses in the center of town. Like, I certainly grew up horse riding, and I had a horse for many years of my life. So I just want to make sure that we're not acting quickly, calling it a safety issue when we could think more strategically. If this is a revenue generator for the center of our town, do we want to reflect on how we could make it more meaningfully done, as opposed to thinking about how we did the gym and we put up all this great equipment without thinking, now we don't have a gym anymore? You know, like, is there a way that we could, instead of just responding, like, so have some strategy about how, are these rings the proper size? Do we want to size them differently? Do we want to change the shape? Do we want to connect them? You know, things like that.
we have, all right, first Rachel, and then Peter.
So I think we did, so the horse commissioner, as soon as this came up, pulled together a group of representatives from all aspects of the horse community to discuss exactly your points. And where we came to is this was a good compromise solution to be able to utilize it for all disciplines by making it at least sound footing. So we are not thinking that we need to reshape them. The dressage people will use them if they use them in the shape that they are. That's not a huge factor. And this would allow them to actually be utilized in the way that they were until this came up, that they really were unsafe. And that we needed to then make sure that as a baseline, that they're usable.
There's every minute, like, there was a meeting on that? Like,
Sorry?
There was a meeting on
There
that?
was, yeah.
At the Board of Selectmen meeting you're talking about?
With the Board of Selectmen, and then from that, Andy, who's the horse commissioner, pulled together the proper representation from the horse community to make sure that everybody was represented, to
Okay.
hear their thoughts. And Peter made several very good suggestions in order to make sure that we had some professional insight into what would make this viable for everybody to use at a really basic level, like not going to the point that we're building it just for the dressage people or just for the roping people and everybody there, because we did have a really nice mix of disciplines. Everybody was like, this would allow us to continue, which would, the people who are using it now would continue to use it. And if we actually reduce the amount of sand in it, others would come. How much, we'll have to see. It is a reputational type thing, but we wouldn't lose it.
And we get revenue from renting out the rings?
Yeah.
Peter?
So, I'm sorry, I don't.
Oh, you need to identify yourself
Oh,
because you
Peter O'Connor,
didn't before.
You wanna use 770 or 40?
Whatever you want.
770 Amity Road. The points you made were correct, the correct points, and that was part of the discussion that's been ongoing for,
Years.
I'm gonna say, probably around 2014, 2015, when we first started meeting about this up at the
Did an
source.
extensive
Right. So
study.
there's two approaches to this, right? The first approach is what we're trying to do right now, which is the practical approach of making the rings usable, getting the padlocks off of them, and making it so that people will continue to come, and maybe the word will start to spread that the rings are actually a viable place to have horse events, and that will start encouraging other people to come. There is a longer term, which is where I think your head is going, as to what could happen with those rings and what they could possibly turn into, right? Can it be a Bethlehem fairground, with horse and animal activities in it, right? Could it be a Goshen stampede or a Goshen fairground? I don't know if we can get that big, because I don't know that you have the parking that can make that happen. But that's a much bigger, more ambitious project that won't get any traction if there's not something there to work from. Right? So this is to get something there to work from. Your point about a dressage ring, you could drop a dressage ring right beside those rings, right? You don't, it doesn't
I'm not
have
a
to be
dressage
square.
rider, so
Right, I'm just saying, it doesn't have to be square. You could lay it out, right? And in fact, it would actually look pretty good, because if you're riding dressage, you have an entranceway where you come in, and you'd be inside the fence, right, and it would work very nicely. So
It's been done.
there's two different projects, and you can't kind of muddle them together, although they're tied together. Because
Yes and no, I just, sorry,
one's
I'll
an
let you
outgrowth of the other.
So this is a passive approach to if we build it, maybe they'll come, right? So I see what you're saying.
They'll come, just how many more than what we have now, right? What we know as a guarantee is if we don't do anything, we're
They'll leave.
losing what we have.
And the Economic Development Committee is endorsing this?
The Economic Development Committee has been looking for ways to include this as a focal point, because it's already there, and it's visible, and it could be an attraction. And unfortunately, every time that they say that, I have to say, yes, except there's a big problem there. There's a big problem. And what Peter is talking about is something that was a very extensive look at what could be done. And it got to the point where it actually had unofficial sign-off, a whole new plan, and trying to keep things going by wetlands, unofficial by zoning. Of course, none of those people are still in place. And even by the Board of Selectmen. And then the question came, how do we pay for it? And the Board of Finance said, yeah,
That was it, and that was a much bigger ticket.
yes, it was a
I think
huge,
this also does split, and I don't know if I'm speaking out of turn by saying this, but there's two aspects to this proposal. There is the doing the work on the rings, which is, in my mind, very functional. We need to re-level because the base has been disrupted. And we need to put back sand, half of what is in there right now. The second is the surrounding fencing. To me, that is not as critical to be done right now. If they did need to be split, the footing's pretty critical to be done right now. The fencing could be done in the spring. They could be split. It would be great if everything could be done at once, just because then it's done at once. But if that is a factor, I do think it's just important to bring that up, that one is definitely more important than the other in my mind. And I don't know if you guys agree with that or you don't agree with that, but.
We would just as soon have everything funded
Absolutely.
at one shot.
Absolutely, yeah.
don't say that, because this might be the only thing you ever get.
True.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, well, the other ring at some point might need
Yeah.
improvement.
I thought this quote included
No,
both
we're doing
rings.
both rings,
No, that you're just painting them.
Only for the north ring.
and then the fencing is for both.
The fencing is for both.
Why are we not doing the footing for both
South
rings?
ring, because.
Cost,
Cost.
and nobody uses the south ring.
It doesn't get used anywhere near as much.
I
And
see.
it's, in
better shape.
It's in better shape.
Well, that one didn't get closed, right?
Yeah, it's not a matter of nobody using it, it's a matter that it doesn't need it at this time.
Yes, yeah,
Right, and so why spend money that you don't need to spend at this time?
yes. But we also don't want to say that it will never need,
Right.
it will never need additional work.
It's like anything else, it will someday need maintenance.
So somebody brought up the point about whether or not it's a revenue producer a little while ago, right? And that can be a revenue producer. Right now, when the Connecticut Renegades are there, they bring people from all over New England, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, they come and compete there. Right, that can be a moneymaker, and that's how word of mouth spreads. So these people are coming there now, and they're expressing reservation. They can't run competitively there because it's too deep in spots, right? And so by fixing that, that word of mouth will help generate other people to come back. There was a time when there used to be horse shows there twice a year, bigger shows, and then smaller shows during the year. Right, more like schooling shows, right? And the big shows would attract people from all over, right? And so that's a moneymaker. It generates surrounding area, right? There's bleed off from it that goes to my store, the restaurants, all over the place.
Absolutely.
Right? So when you talk about, what can it be? This is why the Economic Development Committee should be looking at this, right, and wanting to do this. And I think they do want to do it.
They do
Yeah.
want to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I attended the last meeting, right after your meeting, where they're looking for ideas. But it needs to start somewhere. And if we don't have the rings viable, it's harder to start. It's not impossible, it's just harder, because we still have big farms in town who do lots of things. It's pulling them together into a community is a little bit of a work in progress. And the central town rings are a way to do that. It's where they meet for the parade. People usually warm up before the parade there.
People who don't have rings at home come over and
Yeah.
ride in them.
Yeah.
Um,
Trailer or hack, both.
I think it's definitely a great community benefit. Historically, a lot of that work was done by volunteers, so it's a transferal to the town.
I mean, the
The
Pony Club,
painting.
the Pony
The
Club
what?
used to.
The painting has, the actual footing work is yours. That's just.
It's always been the
And
town.
again, that kind of goes back to what I was saying before, is I feel like that's the bigger lift. The other is something that we could do with volunteer hours if push came to shove, or if that's not a possibility, but the footing, you can't, you've gotta have it laser measured to make sure that it's flat, because otherwise, he's proud of those all his footings that way, he does them all downhill, because I have one too. I have the same problem, I just don't have anybody put me riding in them.
Okay, all right, I think we
We're
probably,
getting a lot of volunteer labor, right? Billy's donating his
yes.
screening machine.
Mhm.
The guy who was doing the laser and the leveling and the compacting, he
He's-
discounted his price tremendously because of, personal relationships. And,
If we hold on, that can only increase the price.
well, there's a good chance, I mean, the price should be more than the charge.
And he's got time to do it right now.
Right,
That's
Yes,
the key,
and
right?
that's the other part, is that it's the right time of year to do it, to get it done. All right, I think probably we should move on. Would someone like to make a motion?
I'll make the motion.
All right, and is that for the 2,000 and 5,000? Is that what it was?
No,
That's for 18.5.
that was for the vehicle.
we're
Oh.
moving, we're moving on to the other.
Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
18, not more than
Not to exceed
18.5 from
18,500.
contingency,
For painting and.
be transferred to the
Airport maintenance.
airport maintenance line for the purpose of repairing and repainting the rings. Is that what you mean?
That's what I was gonna say, exactly.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, all right. Do we need any further discussion on it?
I do have one item, if this footing is a maintenance item, we need to think about making sure we maintain it regularly, and it should be something that's in the annual budget.
Okay.
So, like, we were talking about licensure for the vehicles, the cameras in the vehicle, we need to also think about how we want this to be a maintenance item. On some sort of frequency as recommended by,
Okay. So to that point, that will have to be part of the inspection to reopen it, a regular scheduled maintenance on it. Okay, just so that we know what to budget and how frequently to do that.
Yes.
The horse commissioner is the responsible.
Oh, joy.
Whoever that is. You don't have to provide.
Okay, the budget process starts in December.
Yeah, the budget process
So,
starts.
Get ready in December. And, there should be, someone should have a recommendation for a schedule and an approximate cost at that time, so that it can be included in the public works
We
budget.
will absolutely, we'll have a link from our next meeting.
For the most part, ring maintenance is something that's gonna happen every time a ring gets used, right?
We'll
And then you got.
You guys
It's not,
work it out, I will not be here. But all the other people will be here, so they'll be looking for your recommendations for what kind of funding it might need.
I'll just add one more thing, that this, item, sure, there's some uncertainty around it, but I mean, it adds character to the town. I mean, we fund the Harvest Festival every year, and I'm fairly certain we lose money on that. That's a zero revenue generator, it's negative, and that's one day a year. This has a lot more upside, in my opinion. If we're not gonna fund this, then, I'm not gonna be here either. You should consider getting rid of the Harvest Festival, because that actually loses money. So,
Well said.
that's all.
Okay, all right, all in favor? Aye. Okay. All right, so moving on.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Economic Development, thanks, you can go down there and tell them that they, if they're still here, that they have that. Okay. Let's see. Finance Director's report. Yes?
Yep. We're in good shape financially. The numbers are, for this fiscal year, the numbers are looking pretty good. I do have a few items marked with the W for watch. Just because of where we are in the year and where the expense is. If something is half spent and we're only 4 months into the year, we need to keep a watch on that. We need to make sure that we are staying within budget. There's a few items. A lot of it is stuff under the facility manager's purview. And he and I discuss them on a regular basis. The only item that I know will need a transfer, but I am choosing to defer it to a later date, will be the vehicle maintenance for the fire marshal.
Oh, I thought it was already fixed.
At the current time, he is 93% spent for the year. And that is because of $2,500 in repair for the truck. Not something that was anticipated, therefore it was not budgeted. One of them being brakes. The reason why I'm choosing to wait until a later date is I do not know how much he will need for fuel for the rest of the year. So we can look at it now and say, okay, he had $2,500 in repairs, let's move the 2,500 to cover that. But what if he doesn't need, $2,500 for fuel for the rest of the year?
Yeah, it's a little early.
It's too, I feel it's too early in the year to transfer money into that line. Plus, we also work with the assumption that it is the department that stays within budget, not necessarily the line item.
Right.
So that's why I'm choosing, it will probably need a transfer, but I'm choosing to defer it to a later date, later in the year. I felt that was a reasonable approach to it, and it maintained, the contingency funds for something that may be more pertinent than this,
Yeah.
or a true emergency.
I do have a couple questions.
Fire away.
What is schedule?
Schedule is, because if you look under finance on the first page, contracted services is 92% spent. It says an S for a schedule. It means that we have an annual contract for our software. So we're at 92% spent because of the schedule for the payments for the year. If you look under under the fire department and the library, they'll be at 50% spend because we send that money twice a year.
So it's just a timing.
It's just a timing, but I chose not to use a T for timing because a T is for transfer.
Got it.
And I didn't want to use the double.
Okay. And one more question. On page 9,
Okay, of the expense?
yep,
Okay.
solid waste, the curbside pickup. What is going on with that? Please,
We have not received a bill from
Oh my God, from our,
RWS for this year yet.
they don't need the money?
Guess
What's- But that's very strange.
It is very strange. We have reached out to them and I do not have an invoice yet to pay.
okay. Well, we don't pay for it if we don't get a bill.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not sending money without a bill.
But this is definitely the total amount. It's not like we're gonna get billed for
Yeah,
I mean,
No, this is the 328,950
for
is
year.
the contract for this year.
okay.
It is what was in that 4-year contract that was signed, or 5-year, whatever the
I
contract.
think it's 5 years. yeah.
That's the contracted amount for this year.
Okay.
Now, I do know that, the dumpster service here at Town Hall is no longer serviced by RWS. It is serviced by All American.
Okay.
Service through RWS.
It is serviced through RWS, but it has to do with the fact that, the trucks that RWS is bringing to town now cannot accommodate what we have there. Has to do with the
Okay.
arms and the pickup and stuff. So I have a feeling it's because of that interrelationship between All American and RWS that we have not received a bill this year.
They're paying, my understanding, I'm sorry to interrupt, but they're paying, RWS is paying All American.
Yes, they are.
We shouldn't be getting this.
We are not getting a separate bill for that. No, we are not. But we're also not getting the bill from RWS.
Yeah.
So bizarre.
It is bizarre.
And so it's not something that you accrue knowing that you've incurred a liability for the services. It's just something that,
Well, we don't know
The accounting
how much-
process
what the
doesn't work
tipping
that way.
fees are, because,
No, the tipping fees are separate.
but we don't know that either, right?
Well, no, we are paying the tipping fees on a monthly basis because Wheelabrator in Bridgeport is sending us those bills.
Okay, so
So they are picking up the trash, they are taking it where it's supposed to go, they're just not billing us for the service.
okay.
So I'm choosing to hold on to the cash
Well, yeah,
until
I don't blame you.
I get the bill.
yeah. Well, given the way the investments are doing, I think that's
Yeah.
totally an awesome thing to do.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
all right.
Any other questions on that?
I'm sure I'll have more questions as time goes on,
Okay,
but
that's fine.
it's only my first 5 minutes in the committee, so.
Anyone else questions? Have you noticed that the new report, these are the new reports?
Yeah, newness, yeah.
Yes. They actually make sense.
Well, they're just so much better organized.
They are. And I'm finding that I like the flexible period report better than the year-to-date budget report, because it's a cleaner version of the report for you to read. Everything stays on one line.
And explained about the combined,
Okay,
because we had asked for this.
Yes,
I didn't get to that yet. I was gonna say something, but I'm like, it could still be in here.
the combined is in there because last month Katie had asked, well, what does the department look like that's generating revenue and has expense? So where do we stand on that? So this combined report takes that into account.
Where am I going with that? Where is the combined report?
The combined report is pretty,
Right after the revenues.
it's right after the revenues. It is tagged, but I couldn't, it's probably about page 78 in the 100
It's
pages.
the last set of munis.
It is the
reports,
last set of
And it
munis
says
numbers.
combined, so,
This one, combined.
yes.
Yep,
So that's like by program or by department.
yes.
Oh my gosh, okay, I didn't get a chance to go through that yet.
All right,
Walk
so.
me through it, what am I looking at?
All right, so let's
one of
go to page 7 of that report,
Of the combined,
of
right?
the combined,
Okay.
okay? If you look at Operations Center Station,
Yeah.
it shows that we have taken in $2,750 in rental income for that building. But that building right now is operating at a deficit of $2,500 because the expenses are exceeding the revenue.
And, that's,
Wait, so 2,500 is actually negative?
Well,
that's revenue.
revenues are negative, expenses are positive.
Yeah, okay.
You know,
so-
the whole debits and credits.
I
and
do, I do, I just wanna make sure.
Yeah.
So, is that a 2,500?
Oh, that's because of the electrical work in the cellar? Is that what that's?
Operation Center
It was
Station.
budgeted for a net
Yes,
deficit.
it was.
Yes.
It was budgeted to
doing
cost
what it
us
was.
about $12,000 for that to run that building.
I will come see you about the Harvest Festival, of course.
Okay, that's fine, because I was gonna say, because that's in there as well.
Yeah.
Where are we? Yeah. Emergency management has no revenue, fire marshal has no.
Correct. Not everyone does, but if you go to page 12,
Wait, can we go to that one? I'm still in Center Station.
okay,
sorry.
all right, I'm sorry, I'll go back.
So I'm seeing the budget, we're not underperforming as badly as we thought we would, as I understand this report. However, it's because we didn't pay anything for heating oil yet.
Correct,
Once we start paying for heating oil, because we haven't had to heat it presumably, right? So once we start paying for it, that's when we're going to see the stronger deficits in the budget.
correct.
We haven't had to pay any, I'm just looking at this, animal control.
It's a 1-year bill, we get the bill annually from Woodbridge. And I'm surprised I don't have it, because they should have been sent in October. And it was not.
They're busy with their audit.
Well, when I was closing out fiscal year '25, I realized that we did not get their bill from last year. They sent it to us, but it never arrived to my office. It came snail mail. So they are now going to email it to me every year.
Yeah, that's good.
So, Katie, if you go then to page 12. That's where we get into Park and Rec. Okay, if you look at the summer camp, the Park and Rec summer, it's about halfway down the page. It shows that that is at a deficit of $43,000. That is incorrect,
Yeah. No,
because I have the plus. To show that what was prepaid that has to be transferred in. All right, so that's going to take that revenue from from 28,000. It's gonna add another 77 to it.
Okay.
So that'll bring that down to actually a positive in our favor of about $35,000.
So it will have netted us 35,000?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
I mean, I think the
And
Parks and
now-
Rec
but-
experiment is doing tremendously, I think they're doing a great job. And the reporting is so great. It's just the only concern I have is that, and it's not major, but the full-time other, under salaries, I don't think it's where it belongs.
Well,
But we can talk about that in our next budget cycle. Yeah, this is really a great report.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And I just really like though that because we've been asking forever we had been asking for detail on Park and Recs, the individual programs, how were they doing? And there was never any information available. So,
10 years in the making.
it was a bear, and it was a massive challenge on my department to get us here. But we are here, and this is why I pushed very hard to switch systems to this. Because it gives this board better information to work with.
So, decisions that they'll be making in the future based on this is probably very helpful for them. But, for example, the extended care program, it's forecasting a deficit rate. Sorry, it's not a forecast.
No, right now, it's
It's a minus, so minus is good.
minus is good.
But, yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
But I know the mindset behind Nicole, the new director. And while the overall department, as far as like, the top budget of 152,000, which is the staff, the permanent staff, her and the full-time. Her thought process,
I'm not getting 152 unless there's,
well, the original appropriation, it's at the top of page 12.
oh, okay. Contract of service.
Okay, that 152. There is no revenue in that section to counter that. But I know the mindset of Nicole is that the other breakouts where there are revenue lines, those should be as close to generating a surplus of 152 as possible. Okay? That's her mindset, that the revenue generated on all the programs should cover everything, including the wages of the permanent staff.
well, we've been asking for actually less than that, just that they
I
pay
know,
for
that's-
themselves
so that's-
individually.
Okay, so I mean, I'm not saying we're going to be there this year, but I know that that is,
It's a goal.
it's the goal.
And she's made remarkable progress, actually.
Yes.
So it's getting there. All right, nothing else looks like it's out of whack?
No,
Thanks for this report, Leslie.
you're welcome.
Oh, yes. This is actually exciting to get, to
There's a account
finally,
that's called
well,
the-
to finally see it.
And just,
And
if you go to page 18 on the combined report, it will show you that so far this year, we have taken in $127,000 in private duty revenue. And the wages were 100,000.
okay, but weren't there the other expenses like outfitting the officers, or is that in this year's budget? Oh, this is this year's budget. The thing about the body cams and.
That was ARPA money.
That's right. It was
That was all ARPA money.
long gone, including the firearms,
No, the firearms were, last year's budget.
last year's budget, okay.
Yeah, but the body armor and the dash cams and the personal body cams, that was all ARPA money. So those are the numbers. Any other questions?
Just a comment, I'm really impressed with your interest income, or whatever, investment income.
Well, we,
Yeah,
we have a lot of money invested in, with, the state Connecticut short-term interest fund.
Good
It's with
rates?
STIF, and right now the rates are, I did not look at the October statement, I'll be honest, but the September statement, it was 4.44. There has always been money at STIF. However, 2 years ago, when Webster Bank was paying like 1.75% interest and STIF was paying 5%, I chose, with the conversation with the treasurer, I'm like, this doesn't make sense, and we chose to move a significant portion of our general fund reserves from Webster Bank to STIF.
Everything can go, almost everything can go in it, even your grant money can go in it, and you can take it out. So, I mean, anything you could put in is.
Yeah, so so we work with, basically just the operating money that we need for each fiscal year at the bank, at a local level. I mean, only because, for the ease of moving it. I mean, all the surplus, what I deemed surplus money that was sitting in Webster Bank, in our municipal, in the high rate municipal, savings account, I moved as much of it as possible, and I like tripled the amount of money that was invested with STIF.
That's great, yeah. STIF has been really good.
Yeah, which took our overall interest earnings from about $50,000 a year to $300,000 a year.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's really fantastic.
as long as it lasts.
As long as it
You have to keep, you have to
I
keep
mean,
watching it.
when we first moved the money, it was paying 5.3%.
Yeah.
Right.
4.4 is still excellent for completely liquid money. Fantastic.
I know, because you can make a
3 days.
transfer.
Instantaneous.
3 days, you've got,
Well, yeah, I suppose
To get
a
it back,
little-
probably about 3 days to
yeah,
get it
but
back.
for all practical purposes.
For all
that's-
practical
You're not gonna
purpose-
get it
correct.
faster than that from
Yeah.
any investment, so really good.
so, where are.
Next up are the transfers. We've already voted and we've already done it, taking care of them through our
Yep.
funding. But I will make the note that this is only, that the first one was reduced to 5,000 and the second one was increased to 18,500.
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
You must have a lot of fun trying to keep track of these conversations. What the heck are they saying? What just happened?
All right.
All right,
Just
Yeah.
one piece under the information. Item 2, the BCS construction project update. I had a conversation with Kay today. The Board of Ed is planning on including study funding in their 26-27 budget, because they do have some large projects that need to be handled next door. There's some security issues, there are some HVAC issues, and it is her intent to apply for as many grants as possible to offset those, but she cannot apply for any grants without the proper studies being funded to determine what the needs are for the full evaluation. So fiscal year 26, 27 is a year of gathering information. 27, 28 will be when the projects will most likely commence. And it is very possible that bonding will be needed for the projects. That's why it's sitting on our agenda, so that we don't lose sight of the fact that we may need to bond for school construction projects.
Construction or significant maintenance.
Correct.
Mostly maintenance,
Yes.
probably.
Correct.
On the other hand, while they're looking, they may come up with new ideas
Sure.
for utilization of space.
So,
Enrollment is also increasing at Amity.
yes, it is.
The Bethany proportion is increasing, Orange as well, and Woodbridge is
Going down.
decreasing. So we will have a bigger commitment and portion in the next budget.
Yep. Right now, it's, what's the number,
Goes
Sharon?
around, comes around.
What's the number, Sharon? Do you remember?
Yeah, 166,000 if last year's, if the current year's budget, approved expenditure budget, our allocation would have increased by 166,000. And that means that if the budget, if they were to have zero increase for next year, our portion would be up 166,000. So get ready. Well, we knew it was coming, so you could, because they have, what they do is they track the census starting with kindergarten all the way through, and they see what's going on, and so we knew it was coming. Woodbridge didn't know how they were getting hit a couple of years ago, because they had a sudden influx of students, and so they had a really tremendous increase. But now, like, they have 25 fewer this year than last year. So, yeah, well, it goes around, comes around, and we were doing really well for a while.
I think they all moved here.
Maybe they did, maybe they did, because our mill rate is so much lower. Okay, your grants,
Grants,
oh, the LoSiP thing,
yeah,
there it is.
yep. The next is a proposal for security upgrades at the lodge, and the cost on that is approximately $13,500.
And includes,
It includes access control, better doors,
quality doors,
Not the doors, just the bars on the door.
well, but
yeah, to what we have here.
Yeah, this is the physical doors themselves are fine, it's the,
Yeah, it's the push
correct,
bars.
it's, yeah,
And,
it does.
all right. Janet, did you want to let us know about your experience with security at the lodge?
Yeah, I do really recognize something is needed up there, because the Lions use the lodge a lot. And between getting in and, like, if somebody from maintenance is supposed to open the building for us and doesn't come, well, I'll give you an example. We had a Red Cross blood drive, and they normally come at 11, the lodge was reserved and everything, they normally come at 11, so the lodge should be open prior to that, and they set up 12 o'clock appointments start. And I get a panicked call from the Red Cross at 11:15 saying that the building wasn't open, but the representative, the head nurse, had gone around to the side, and the patio door just opened, but it set off an alarm, and so she's freaking out. So what do? And I said, well, you have appointments, and it was reserved, so you need to set up, go ahead, and I'll work with town hall. So I called Vinny, and the reservation was in place, but something just fell through the cracks. And I said, I'll go down there. And so I got here and Don was here. And of course, he wasn't happy because he thinks it's an emergency, a serious emergency. So it's an example of the current system just isn't working properly. The doors aren't working very well. And this remote access to be able to open it on time for an event, or better yet, just to lock it, to make sure that everything is secure when everybody leaves, I think would be a great thing. It just makes sense to have the same system that we have in the other buildings with the fobs.
And that's who does it, Northeast?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
yes, Northeast Security Technologies, they do all of the, right now, they do all of the buildings. Yes.
All right, so I had a question. Their quote is the 3258, and these are the other two required quotes from Access
I was
Control
confused about the quotes too.
and ASL, is that what,
Yes.
what we're looking at?
Because,
All right, because we require
we require 3 quotes.
quotes at this spending level.
Yep.
All right, and the recommendation is to go with,
The recommendation is to go with Northeast because they are doing all of the other buildings.
all right, and,
And they're the cheapest.
but why does theirs look like it's the sum of the other two?
Yeah, I'm a little confused about.
Well, maybe it is the sum of the
Yeah.
other two.
Wait, I have this, oh, it's front and back, hold on.
Maybe I don't have all the right pages, but
No, well, it's possible that it is the sum of the other two.
I don't,
I don't quite
get it. But I didn't understand the amount that you just asked for.
yeah, because these are
Yes,
This doesn't include the door.
3,800.
The actual physical door is not on this.
but they're not going to change the doors.
No,
But they're
no,
doing
they are
some
gonna,
work.
they're
They're
gonna
adding, like-
change the bar in
Yeah.
between, they're going to change
Yes.
the,
Yes.
but I don't see that on the quote here. Is it on the flip side? Let me see.
I don't know. Let me see if I can find it.
Installation, okay, so. These are all for the same thing,
This is all for the electronic solution.
yes, and, all right,
I remember from the last meeting, the door thing,
this is just,
it's like $4,000 or something.
yeah, yes, I agree with you, and that's what this, the quote
Oh,
from.
wait, hang on, the one on the back, this makes sense,
wait a minute.
Remedy Safe and Lock
Yeah.
is to do the actual physical improvements on the door.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, 3
all
parts,
And-
okay.
Yeah, I remember it being
All right.
$4,000.
All right, so that's why they add up to the
Yes.
7678.
Okay,
Okay, so it's one,
Okay,
so it's these 3 things.
all right, and do they have enough, well,
okay, so this is the labor, this is the material.
all right, and this project, the upgrades at the lodge, were on the capital plan, so they are eligible for LoSiP. Because the LoSiP requirements don't, they say the project has to have been approved at the town meeting.
Correct.
It doesn't say that the dollars have to be
Correct.
approved. So we can use LoSiP for this.
Yes.
Okay, just checking. Making
Can
sure.
you, say it, I missed the beginning, so I understand the project, this project's been approved?
Yes, the overall upgrade project at the lodge was approved at the town meeting. It's on my, it was,
It's, in order to use
But it
LoSiP
didn't
funds
exist.
now, you have to have a 5-year capital plan, and the projects have to be on that plan.
well, it has to be approved. And-
Or on the front?
No, the plan has to be approved, and we don't approve 5 years. I mean, we just gloze it, kind of, but we also tell people, people think they kind of
Our
wait.
budget, and our budget gets approved, so.
Yes, but the actual individual projects that are approved include the work at the lodge. So this would be eligible under that.
And you did notice that this also has a license subscription too, right?
Yeah,
There's no point in having it if we don't pay the subscription, right, the monitoring?
Just thinking about the yearly,
yeah.
making sure it's aligned.
yeah, I mean, right now, the annual fee for what we have with them is between $6,000 and $8,000. But that covers all of our buildings. It covers Public Works, Town Hall, Center Station. It covers all of the buildings.
So would a portion of that go away with this? No.
No,
We're gonna add to this.
we're gonna add to it.
Add.
What's the LoSiP amount total?
I'm sorry,
The LoSiP amount total that we have for LoSiP this quarter.
67,000, something like that?
Our
69,000.
our annual allotment is about $68,000. Right now,
So
we have math.
what happens is if we don't lose it, we get to keep it, and we can use it in subsequent years?
Yes.
As
Right
long
now,
as
we have about
eligible projects.
$85,000 available. Because when I submitted the reports for last year, we had 2 years, which was a total of about 135,000. We had spent 11, and we approved 35,000 for guardrails this year. Okay, so right now we are sitting with at least $85,000 that is available. And we will receive, and we are scheduled to receive another $67,000 at the end of this fiscal year. That money is paid out in June.
Thank you.
And it does roll from year to year. Prior to this, it was an allotment, and you had to submit your project to the state, get it approved, and then spend the money. Now they just give us the money, and then I have to submit a report annually how that money was spent.
Thank you very much.
The carryover isn't recorded anywhere in the current year
No.
financials, okay.
Well, it will be recorded in the financials. It will be recorded as a deferred liability in the
Balance
capital
sheet.
fund, on the balance sheet. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
The others,
I think we need to take a vote on this.
Okay.
oh, we didn't, sorry.
Am I correct?
You are correct, yes.
So total is 11,300 if I added the three together, or is there another little piece?
Well, I don't know, the Board of Selectmen have referred, the project in the amount of 13,500 to us,
So they padded it a little.
probably,
Again,
Okay, so we would be saying a not more than.
yes.
Not to exceed.
500.
okay.
Okay.
So I just want to ask one more question. I know that if we allocate unspent money that our capital projects go into our capital reserve, what happens with LoSiP additionals?
Okay, the LoSiP money sits on our financials as a deferred liability.
And, okay, so but if we allocate.
We can't stick it in our capital reserve, no, we don't get
But
to.
it'll go back to the LoSiP
Yes.
balance that we
Correct.
could- oh, okay.
Correct. If we spend less,
Yeah, just go back to the LoSiP account.
yeah, it's what I have to do at the end of it's a journal entry at the end of the year. So however much we spend in LoSiP,
Actuals, yeah.
then I just transfer it from deferred liabilities to grant revenue for the year and call it a day.
All right, a motion to approve an amount not to exceed 13,
I'd say 13,500 to match the Board of Selectmen.
13,500 for installation of a security system at the lodge. Can I have that?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
A second.
Okay, whichever one you saw first. Either Janet or Lars, they both seconded it. All right, any further discussion on this? Are we good? All right, all in favor? Okay, informational items, anything about steep and
Nope.
the HUD grants?
We're
Okay.
just waiting to close out steep.
Okay, what about the control issues?
The Board of Selectmen approved an revision to the land use administrator job description.
Oh, that was the new one?
Yeah.
That,
With Lena's, after
yeah,
Lena.
okay.
Yep.
And that was after Jen surveyed
Yeah.
others in the state, okay.
Major changes, or just curious? I mean, that's not really in our purview, I suppose, but.
The
I
only,
think it combines
it,
the,
well, it will be in our purview when it comes to establishing a rate for it.
Oh.
From a budgetary,
It's currently being advertised at a lower, significantly lower rate than one would expect someone with the professional credentials that
That
are being
meet the
asked
job
for.
description,
Yeah,
so we're gonna increase the salary
we may have to.
match, okay.
We may have to get a qualified individual.
Okay,
okay, so that was an information thing. And what about any of the other, anything going on with the rest of it?
No. At the moment, I don't have anything else.
All right, then,
so I was hoping that we would have someone, well, Don, talk about all the projects that are going on. And is that something I can request for a third request?
No, I did not forget your request. It is something that I will, when I complete, the capital,
grandmother brain.
when I complete the capital, portion of the audit, then I will have that information for you. I know that will be complete before the end of this month.
Okay.
So it will be on the December agenda.
I think oh no, the next item is other.
Yep.
And under other, I will not be here, I'll be gone after tonight, or after December 6th, or whatever that date is, whatever. So hopefully we won't be having another meeting. But I'm bringing this to your attention because the Finance Committee of the Amity Board needs to have me replaced, and Katie did attend the one yesterday. I guess, but you need to choose someone who's going to do that, and it's an ongoing once-a-month meeting just before the Board of Education meeting. And, but you had said you will do it.
So there is one, of course, every month, so I agreed to do the one next month.
Okay.
And I think we should add that as an item for discussion on who's gonna be the member from this board who would regularly.
All right, so you'll wait and do it next month,
Yes,
but
I will
you'll go
attend.
on that Monday, okay.
Yes, and there
she said-
is-
Yeah, tell them about the budget thing.
So, right, thank you so much. There is also a Amity Board of Ed meeting in 2 weeks. It's on the 24th. Now, the reason why that's interesting to us is that they are presenting, each department's gonna be presenting their budgets. And so I was gonna attend that one as well.
It's a joint meeting of both. So you can, it's kind of like
right.
when we talk to the department managers, and that's what they're doing, is they have their department managers present their initial requests before the superintendent has made any changes in it. So,
Yeah, we don't have a lot of visibility into the detailed budgets of Amity, so
yes, it's good to.
it's a rare opportunity to see the budget.
It is, because after that, there's, well, you went to the meeting yesterday, you know, there's very little that actually gets discussed at the finance committee meetings.
Okay. When is this meeting?
So it's the 24th. I don't actually know the
December
time.
24th.
No, November 24th.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you said next month. Oh, I was getting confused with
Next,
you.
yeah.
Got it, okay.
So there's two meetings that are
there's
Amity related.
Yeah.
This is the joint Board of Finance, Board of Ed meeting, and on the 24th. I don't have a time. I tentatively marked it in at 5:30, but it might actually be 6:30 then. So I don't know. I'll find out more. Sharon, if you do email with that committee, can you ask that they distribute packet information to me again, please? You know,
I think you're on their list. I asked them to put you on their
Okay.
list. Didn't you get it?
I did get it
Yeah.
last time, yes. I didn't know if it was on the recurring list or
Yes,
not.
well, yes, no, I told them that they could take me
They
off
always
the
say
list.
congratulations for winning the election. I said, well, thank you.
Well, okay,
It was a really weird conversation. I was like,
I know.
yeah. I was like, oh, Sharon, please come back.
So, did I have anything other? No, because we've already dealt with the Pullman and Conley.
Right, but
The first,
we do have.
we do have another other?
We have another.
Oh, the meetings,
It's
the
to
meeting
approve the
dates.
meeting schedule for next year.
For next year.
Her meetings are held on the second Tuesday of each month. The time is up to this board. This year we were at 7 o'clock. We had been at 6:30 in the past.
We tried that for 1 year.
No one liked it.
It was not, it was not a successful.
It was not. So that's why I proposed 7. The reason why it's before us tonight is because state statute requires that we file them 30 days before the first meeting. So our meeting in December, it would be cutting it close to make sure we meet the 30 days.
So you need to adopt the schedule. You need to vote to do that.
All in favor of voting on this schedule? Aye.
Morris doesn't
Am
care.
I supposed to vote on this?
I don't know,
You still have to, because you're still on the
Yeah,
board.
yeah.
You're still on the board, so you have to.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna say no? You say no? Yeah.
I don't feel like I should participate in that vote, since it won't affect me. However, there are 3 of you, that's not a quorum.
Well, I'll say aye.
Okay.
Do you want me to vote?
You can't.
You want to see what you're committing to?
Yes, well,
Just vote, just
I-
vote on behalf.
it's okay, Lars did.
Lars did.
So, all right,
Real
and
controversial issue.
I know. Well, actually,
All next year, we'll be like, oh, dang that, Lars.
Yeah.
yeah,
And there are no holidays on any Tuesdays next year that I had to shift it a day, like I had to for this meeting tonight. Because last year I took that into consideration so that we didn't have to make this a special meeting. It was just the regular scheduled meeting.
yeah, I know, but 2 of us maybe didn't get
Forgot it was Wednesday, not
didn't get the
Tuesday.
message until the last minute, so.
Okay.
All right, and that's it, when I'm coming, obviously Sal was not here, he had a conflict tonight, he had something, because he has a standing thing on the Wednesdays, but he did say that the only thing that he really would have reported was on the Pullman and Conley thing, and on the 2 projects that we approved.
Okay.
What about bids? There was, at the Board of Selectmen, they were bidding some stuff. Did those get finalized and all is well? No?
There are bids that are gonna come due on the 17th, I think they're gonna be open, some of them, and some of them.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
So not consider them at this time, because the recycling bid wasn't what was asked for to go out. I don't know how it's gonna resolve. But the Board of Selectmen's gonna meet again, the current board, I don't know what they're gonna do, but they have a, I think it's a separate one where they're opening some bids. for
That's the one for the software for the land use office.
No, that was
Isn't
open.
it? Oh,
That was opened already.
Oh, okay, I thought that was.
Oh, I would like an update on that.
For the, something to do with recycling.
Yeah, there was
Yes.
something else out for recycling.
And also trees too.
No, the trees were, that was awarded.
That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
the tree was done.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it was someone in Orange, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, a company. And then there's sewer.
Well, there were two bids awarded for trees. One, was for emergency work, and that was for that went to a company in Orange, but the other one for regular removal was, someone here.
Yeah, Jim
Went to Jim.
Rossi.
Because it was just regular removal versus emergency removal. And the reason why you have to have that distinction is if you do not have a bid in place for emergency tree work, you will not get reimbursed from FEMA if there is an emergency.
Good to know.
Okay.
Yeah, and the local firm doesn't have the equipment the big grapple to take things out of the road, so he couldn't bid on the emergency one. He was the low bidder on both of them, but he couldn't do the big trees, big things in the road that had to be immediately gone, so. But hopefully, on everything, the review of things that there weren't contracts and hadn't been bid out, which of course we didn't know unless we would see them on an individual project basis. Hopefully before or during the budget process, those will all happen. You should push for them to
Is
happen.
the software, is that something that the prices were, what was expected maybe? I don't know, like,
It was a partial opening of the bids. We know who bid,
okay.
but we chose not to award any, that we're deferring to the new person.
Well, they don't have anyone to actually evaluate them at the moment.
So
Yes.
it doesn't make sense for me to commit to a software for a department that I'm not running, regardless of what the dollar amounts are,
No, that makes sense.
so.
All right, so the only thing left is the reminder that the next meeting is December 9th. And then could I please have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
Last motion, and I'll second it. All right, those in favor? Aye. And thank you, everyone, it's been